Okay, hello guys. So, as I showed you how to solve for x in that previous video, but in that previous video I said that we are solving unknown value, but you should be aware in most cases we'll be solving for x in maths. Do you understand? Yeah, so sometimes they will try to trick you guys in maths, but you should not get tricked by easy. So guys, you should be able to solve for unknown values involving brackets, guys. If your unknown values are inside the brackets and whereby 0 represent that equation, you see, whereby 0 it's equal to this equation, meaning 0 is representing this equation. Do you understand? Whereby you got bracket a, b, c, d and a constant number or a variable. It means you will equate each thing by what? By 0, guys. Do you understand? Meaning you will equate this, you will equate that, equate this and that and that. Then you will solve what is inside those brackets. So let me show you guys what I'm trying to say actually. So cover this question. So this question, you got bracket a and you got bracket b and they are equated by 0. Do you see? So what you should do, equate each bracket by what? By 0. Say or plus 2 is equal to 0. Do you see guys this thing? Meaning now you should solve for x. Remember from my previous video I told you that when you are solving unknown value, take it as in like it is a box here. You should identify what must be inside a box in order for me to get 0. To identify what is inside the box, guys, you should take this thing on other side, try to make x to be alone. That x will be alone when you take that thing on other side, it become negative, meaning now this thing it's negative 2. Remember, when you are taking something on other side, its sign will change. Then it become negative 2. Do you see guys this thing? Then on this side, this thing is something like a box. Here there is minus, guys, sorry. This thing is something like a box. You should identify what must be inside the box in order for you to get 0. To identify what is inside the box, take this number on other side. When you take that number on other side, it will change the sign, become positive 1, meaning that now the answer here is 1. Do you see guys this thing? Yeah. So these answers, they are telling you inside x there, the first answer is 1 or it's negative 2. Something like this name. So this thing you can write it down like this thing up, it's 1 open bracket, say minus 1. Do you see? And say here it's 1 and say plus 2. All these things, guys, when you press it on calculator, I'm sure it will give you 0 there. Do you see? And if you substitute now negative 2, it means number it's negative 2 and say negative 2 plus 2. As well as this one, guys, if you press it on calculate, I'm sure this one is the answer that you'll get there. You see, this is the answer that you'll get. Say up by 1, say minus 1, say open, and say up by it's 1, and say plus 2. Do you see the answer that I get? Then now let's say my value for x now it's what? It's minus 2. It's minus 2 my value for x. Still I get 0. Do you see? Yeah. So you should not get confused, guys, when you see brackets like this and you see 0 there. You equate each bracket by what? By 0. Just like cover this one. For this one, guys, you should know that 2, it represents what is inside the brackets. How many of it? We got twice this thing, we got twice, meaning about it's 3x, 3x. You see now I got bracket what? I got bracket A and I got bracket B. And they are equated by 0. I will equate each bracket by what? By 0. Say or 3, 0. Do you see? Here, guys, those two equations are the same, meaning the answer at the end, it must be the same. Do you see? But here you can do many approach for this one. So the first approach that you can do to solve that x, to make x to be alone, you can take this thing on other side. This thing you're left with minus x. Here it's 0 minus. When it goes on other side, you change the sign. Do you see? So this thing it's minus 3x. Remember what is in front from what I need, I divide by it. Meaning here I can divide by negative both sides. But guys, remember that you got invisible one, meaning this thing you can divide by negative 1, by the way. Do you see? Meaning this thing, my answer there will become x. These will cancel, it's x. When I divide same sign, I'll get positive 3 there. Do you see, guys? This is the first approach that I can approach this question. Another approach, which is simple. If I can take this thing on other side, remember 0 in maths, it's nothing. You know that. When I take this thing on other side, this thing it will just become like 0 plus x. 0 in maths, it's nothing, meaning 0 will just disappear there. Meaning now x, it's alone, like that. Do you see? But because I know that this thing, it doesn't sound well when I say 3, it's equal to x. It's better to say x, it's equal to 3, guys, here. It's better to say x, it's equal to 3. Do you notice that the answers here are the same? Because the equation, they were the same. The answer must be the same. Do you understand? So there are many ways actually to kill the cat in maths. It's either you take this thing on other side, make that x to be alone, but do not forget to divide by a negative number there. Negative 1. Do you see? So that x can be alone. Or you can take this thing on other side, because you know here 0 it's nothing, you can make x to be alone. Do you notice, guys? So now x, it's been alone. Do you see? X now it's been alone. So what I can just do here now, I'll just leave my answers like that. So let me go to the next question, guys. Cover is 2-1. Also this one, man, straightforward, guys. This thing it's not even hard, yes. So this one, up here you got only bracket a here, and this thing is just a constant variable. They are equated by 0. You will equate each thing by what? By 0 there, meaning x it's equal to 0. This one I already have 1 mark there. It's my first answer. I have equated with that 0, ne? Or x minus 4 is equal to 0, meaning now I have to solve for x. Remember, foot, I should identify what must be inside a box in order for me to get 0. Do you see? To identify what is inside a box, I should make this x to be alone. Take this thing on other side, x now it's alone, plus 4, meaning now this thing is positive 4. Meaning inside the box, they must be what? They must be just be positive 4 minus by 4. Obviously, I'll get 0. Do you see, guys, this thing? So, guys, mathematics is easy, guys. Once you understand the basics, you will never go wrong. Trust me when I say that. Remember, my first session, I told you that maths, it is like a pattern. Once you understand from the beginning, it will be easy for you to follow the pattern. Do you understand? So try to know the basics so that this thing you can just follow it easy. Because now if you don't know from now, for the next grade, it will be hard for you to know it. And you might find out that you don't even know it at well, guys. Do you understand? So let me go to number 4. So on number 4, guys, you are given this kind of a thing. This thing you could bracket a, which is k, are equated by 0. So that was having what? Constant variable. Here I just have a constant number. Do you see? If now I've got a constant number, guys, I want you to take note about this. Ne? Here I will equate this thing by 0. Ne? But take note about that. You can't say 5 is equal to 0. This thing, you cannot say that 5 is the same as 0. 5 and 0, guys, are not the same thing. Do you understand? So okay, now you just stretch that equal so that this thing you can say 5 is unequal with 0. Do you understand? This one, it's a new symbol that you should know. This one, it's equal. Do you see? It means these two things are not equal. They are not the same, guys. So if it's a number, you should just do this thing, meaning these two things are not equal. But if it's a variable, you can just say here x is equal to 0, meaning that variable, it is 0. Do you understand? And the moment I substitute that variable there, still I'll get 0. Something like this, guys. If I substitute this variable here, all this thing, when you press, it must give you 0 there. Then if I still substitute that one here, still I'll get 0 there. This thing is 0, guys. Do you see? You can press your calculator aside, but I know that I'm right. Do you understand? I'm correct. Just press it, you'll see. Or our x minus 3 is equal to 0. Remember that we equate each bracket by 0. So here should solve for x. Take this thing on other side. X here, it's 0 plus 3. X, it's 3. Do not forget, when you take something on other side, it will change the sign. Do you get me, guys? Yeah. So, guys, this one is just the end of the video. I'll just give you some 3, 4, 5 questions. Just take a try, to check your understanding. That did you understand me while I was explaining them? Because those 5 questions, guys, they will help you. Trust me. The more you practice, the more you will develop, guys. Do you understand? Yeah. So I hope, guys, you did understand. Thank you for the watching of the video. So I'll see you from the next video. Try this